See, if you're one of the free agent names that I mentioned, what's the appeal? What's the draw to come now to the Lakers and sign with this team, judging by what you saw that happened this season?
Well, my whole lifetime, the Lakers have been a force in the NBA. They only had a few seasons where they were down, but you always knew with Dr. Buss, who owned the Lakers, and now his daughter Jenny runs their basketball operation. I mean, runs everything for them. You know, Pelinka runs basketball operation, him and Magic. But their family has been about winning championship. She fired her brother 2 years ago. Yeah. Because they were so bad. It's about winning. It always has been. When Wilt went there, that's what it was about. When Kareem went there, that's what it was about. And most of these players, they went out and either traded for them or they just outbid everyone else. So I've just seen it. Shaq, man, I have seen it year after decade after decade. This is what the Lakers do. That's what you should be attracted to. They are trying to win championship. They have tremendous resources, and the location in Los Angeles, they play in a beautiful arena in a beautiful part of town. Like, there are a lot of positive things about playing with the Lakers. But ultimately, if you can get paid and during your tenure you can compete for a championship, what else is there in the league? Like, that's what playing professional sports is about. And the Los Angeles Lakers, not because of their recent history. I know a lot of people watch the show are young people, but as long I'm 53. Ever since I've been on earth, the Los Angeles Lakers each decade has presented championship opportunities. That's why if I'm a free agent, I'm looking at the Lakers.
And each decade through free agency or trade has found a way, if not once, multiple times, to acquire an enormous star. It was LeBron, decade before Powell. People forget that Powell was arguably the best center in the league when he came over to join up with Kobe. Decade before Shaq. Then before that it was Kareem. Before that it was Wilt. Like, they have always been able to go get superstars and then pair them with the right people around them. The question for the Lakers is, which tier of free agents are we talking about? We talking about the top tier? Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Kyrie Irving? Those are the three top-tier guys. I'd say KD is almost an impossibility. Kawhi, the door could be opening slightly ajar with the Doc Rivers supposed interest in the Lakers. That would be a big paradigm shift from the Clippers to the Lakers. And Kyrie, we know, is an X factor. Tier 2, I think, would be quite good. Wouldn't be Tier 1. That's Clay, Kemba Walker, and Jimmy Butler. But if you miss out on those top two tiers, and assuming
Is the assumption you can win with the top two tiers? You can contend and win?
Oh, I think LeBron plus any of those six guys,
okay,
particularly the guys on that top tier, would be instant contenders. We have to see what happens with the Warriors. This is assuming Kevin Durant's elsewhere and that super team's no longer there. But if you miss out on those top two tiers, along with not trading for Anthony Davis, and then you're talking about Tier 3, Boogie, Tobias Harris. Tier 4, Nikola Vucevic, Chris Middleton. Now you're in trouble spot. Now you're talking about year 17 LeBron, a guy you're teaming with who isn't even an actual all-star, just a top 35 player in the league. That's where the Lakers would, to me, that would be striking out this summer.
What?
That would be the way I do the players rankings. Finds it funny.
Cool.
I don't think the Lakers should be concerned, but they shouldn't be worried. They have the city. They have the team. They have LeBron. And even if some members of the media want to present this narrative that people don't like to play with LeBron, I'd like to see one player that's played with him come out and say that. Because all we hear from guys, whether it's role players, all-stars, or superstars, is what a great teammate
I don't know
LeBron
if those players exist, but if there was a player, why would he do that? Why would he insert himself into the LeBron conversation and I'm going to say I wasn't pleased with playing with LeBron. Like,
so that's a fair point, that maybe that you have maybe reason to stay reserved on it or to stay out of the discussion. But the point I'm making is we haven't heard anybody say that. We haven't heard anybody. We've heard guys that didn't play with LeBron. We hear Paul Pierce all the time. We have guys that have never been on that team say Kevin Durant say it's a toxic environment. But the guys who have spoken up, who have played with LeBron, have said positive things. Now maybe there's other guys that are. But
Kyrie did ask out of town though.
Right, and absolutely, Kyrie asked out of town, and then now.
So that was saying something right there.
And then doubled back to LeBron and said it was a mistake.
Yeah, but I'm just saying let's not forget that.
Well,
That
I don't
did
think
happen.
anyone, if anyone in the
Because
audience,
when you go to Cleveland management and say I want to be traded, you say I don't want to play with LeBron.
right, he wanted to go have his own team, and then he realized.
But it was also I didn't want to play with LeBron. It hid under I want my own team, but.
100%. And when you say you don't want people to forget that, I don't think people are forgetting that Kyrie Irving left the Cavs by demanding a trade. Like, I think that's baked into it. But the point I'm making is that we have heard from, I would say, every prominent, Ray Allen, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, down to guys, bottom of the roster guys, Richard Jefferson,
Lakers
mid-tier
might
roster
not
guys.
be concerned, Jenna, but I'm concerned. If the Pelicans don't trade AD there, I'm concerned because we know KD's not coming. We know Clay's not coming. And what if Kyrie decided, you can't depend on Kyrie, so I'm concerned for the Lakers.
This would be a hard finagling. Signed an extension 10 months ago. In May of 2018. We're in March of 2019. And that extension is for more than $10 million a year, and it runs through the 2021 season. So 2 more years after this one. Now, if he is able to get free, if the Lakers could trade a future first or some type of compensation, the way the Clippers were able to acquire him when he wanted to get out of Boston, trading away a draft pick, this would be a no-brainer. Listen, I like the idea of the Lakers hiring Ty Lue. I know that model works, but Doc Rivers is a proven championship coach that is as well respected as any coach in the league. He's obviously not Pop or Carlisle as far as accomplishment, but he is as well respected as any coach in the league. To me, this would be a no-brainer. If the Lakers could get him, this would be the second best acquisition they could make this summer after a star player.
I believe it's going to be hard to get him. I asked the question, why would Doc leave? Why would he leave the Clippers, just signing an extension? It must be to coach LeBron James, because I think that the chemistry him and Jerry West have in that front office of getting this franchise turned around, because what Doc is doing right now in L.A. is spectacular. I mean, they're not really talented, but every night he has that team prepared. I've always thought that Doc Rivers was one of the better coaches in the league. His biggest problem was when he took over all the basketball operations and he traded for his son, he started getting criticized for those types of things. So besides that, people don't question his basketball IQ and being a champion. So, man, this would be a tremendous get for the Lakers if they were able, Magic was able to get him away from Jerry West, because there's a serious competition between Magic and Jerry West and the Clippers and the Lakers, who both call home Staples Center.
And there's another competition this summer between the Lakers and Clippers for the services of Kawhi Leonard. And Doc Rivers switching sides could be I don't want to say the deciding factor, but certainly a factor. When we're talking about why would Kawhi pick the Lakers over the Clippers, one of the first things we mention is the coach.
Yes.
We know the Clippers have a great coach. We don't even know who the Lakers coach will be next season. So if you all of a sudden subtracted from the Clippers and added to your team, that would be an enormous get. I just think it's hard to do. Steve Ballmer is not in the business of letting people push him around. He's one of the richest men in the world, and so he's not going to have any problem paying Doc Rivers. He's made Doc Rivers reportedly one of the 2 highest paid coaches in all of basketball, signed him to an extension. It's very difficult.
Stuck with him.
Absolutely. When things got rough for them, and kept his salary super high even when he removed some of those responsibilities.
Yeah, I just don't see. Because for me, I've had a lot of bosses in life. And to me, it's important what my boss thinks about me and that I can trust him. I know that Doc, in the rapport he has there, can he have the same type of trust with Jenny Buss and Magic and Pelinka? And learning all those relationships over? Now, I don't know. Maybe behind the scenes, there is a relationship between Doc and Irving. That's the only way I see. And then the caveat with LeBron being able to coach him. If I'm going to be coaching that long, might as well coach LeBron James. I'm in the same city. Right. Don't have to move residencies, everything. It would be a great get by the Lakers, Nick.
The only other part of this that raised a red flag, because listen, Peter Vesey reported this, and Peter Vesey doesn't tend to throw this type of stuff out there if there's not at least some smoke there. Is Doc concerned that what he's hearing amongst league circles is that the Clippers aren't going to be a sought-after free agent destination this summer? They have all this cap space. They have all this availability, because if they are going to get Kawhi Leonard, if they are potentially going to get 2 max guys, people have talked about if Kevin Durant could possibly come there, then I wouldn't think Doc would even entertain the option of going to the Lakers. So this story piqued my interest for a number of reasons.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from First Things First, or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.